It's gonna be on my Twitch thing. I don't know if I'll actually upload that because it's kind of pointless. We're live again. I think. Wait, are we?
Still counting down up to 7 minutes for me.
Why is it still like? Okay, no.
Not counting down, counting up.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm going to refresh.
Okay, yeah, it should have restarted.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a new stream.
For those of you just coming in, let me rephrase that. For those of you watching the video, you probably just experienced about a minute of dead air, and I apologize for that. We were trying to recalibrate the stream, and time zone differences kicked in.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Hello, everyone. I would, first of all, before I say anything else, I'd like to extend my condolences to the families and friends of Jeopardy host Alex Trebek and Scooby-Doo co-creator Ken Spears, who both passed away in the last few days. May they both rest in peace.
Especially since we literally just read a Scooby-Doo story, like, last episode.
Yes. Spears joins his collaborator Joe Ruby, as well as William Hanna, Joseph Barbera, Iwao Takamoto, and several other of their former collaborators.
Jeez.
The nature of the beast.
Yep.
Hello, folks. If you are watching this, yes, this is the... I had to segue before I came up with the obituary. My apologies. Hello, everyone. If you are watching this video right now, congratulations. You have made it past one of the most consequential events in U.S. history.
Oh.
That's right. My little brother's 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Scrappy Fan 93. We love you.
Nice.
Welcome to Storytime with Scrappy and Friends, where we make we make your dreams come true. We have had some scheduling disputes lately, and this episode just barely made it to air because we had to cycle through about 3 stories before we could land on one that we're actually reading.
Yeah, there's been a decent amount of planning and whatnot behind the scenes.
Today, today we were meant to read Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction, but I remember Harry reminded me that that was meant for a Saturday episode because we may need Ethan for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a Mario story, not mine, another person's Mario story, set up for this episode, but Tanner was not available, so that will be put on hold for the time being. Also, I should just inform everyone, we're not reading Erica today because we need more people.
Yep. So that's gonna be set to Saturday.
Unless we missed a deadline for that, because you know us.
You never know what happens with this series.
Thankfully, Nova is... Yes, hi, Nova, you're here. Hello.
Hello.
Schedule everything, and I still don't put in introductions.
No, that's cool. It's been kind of a mess of an episode, so...
Story time with Scrappy, the Eternal Workshop. So yes, we had to put 2 stories on hold. So for today, I quickly went looking in the Amourshipping thread of Cerebi.net to find a Pokemon story. Its title is Reflection by Red Phoenix, or X but spelled Phoenix, which might be a Pokemon pun.
Mm.
Red something 155. It's a short, pardon me, it's a short little fluff story that takes place after the end of Pokemon the Series XYZ, so
Ooh, this is
spoilers for that.
This is gonna be
Yes.
interesting then in that case.
Spoilers for that if you have not seen it at this point.
I haven't, but I know some things about it.
Yes, this is our first, I think, our first Pokemon story that's based off the anime continuity.
Yeah? I think the only other thing we've read is Erica, so... Yeah, I think so.
Well, I will just give a brief description of Pokemon XY because you don't need a whole history lesson for the whole anime.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, kid with a hat named Ash Ketchum. Haha, you get the joke. He lives in the world of Pokemon and he seeks to be a master of Pokemon. He has traveled to the French-inspired region of Kalos with the gym leader of Lumio City, Clement, his little sister Bonnie, and his Ash's one-time childhood friend Serena. So the Pokemon anime up to this point was still pretty formula. Ash and friends go to a new area, meet human with a Pokemon-related problem, solve it, fight Team Rocket, and laugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's reductionist, but that's but we're on a... I didn't script a summary.
That's a very basic, like, summary for it. That's a... Yeah.
So, yes, this story takes place literally after the finale of the third season of Pokemon XY, which is called Pokemon the Series XYZ. Ash is on a plane back to his home region of Kanto. And things have happened during his journey through Kalos.
Hmm.
Over, would you like to take the role of Pikachu?
Grudgingly sure.
You all do so much for me. Alright, I guess I'm gonna presume we've got as much context as we need.
I think so, yeah.
Alright then. This is Reflection by Red Phoenix 155. Hi, this is my first time writing a fanfic. I never imagined I would do this, but here I am. I wrote a lot of random things in the SPPF Amourshipping thread. Recently, some of my friends suggested that I should write a fanfic. I decided to write a one-shot, and here is the result. Hope you enjoy. The story takes place during the final episode of the Pokemon XYZ series, so spoiler alert. Now for the actual story. This is Reflection. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board to Flight K91 with service from Kalos to Kanto. We will be in air in approximately 5 minutes. Please fasten your... Oh boy, Pikachu, we're finally going!
Okay,
Pardon?
Are you gonna read?
I did read.
No, I mean, the narration, or that's still me.
Okay, so I didn't hear your Pikachu noises then, my bad.
No, I didn't. Hey.
Thank you. The boy by the name of Ash Ketchum couldn't look more excited. After a long journey in the Kalos region, he was finally going to his home region, Kanto. He got a seat beside a window. He could see two blonde-haired figures standing in the distance through the window. They were his traveling companions, Clement and Bonnie. There was one other person missing from the picture, Serena. She already left for Hoenn on an earlier flight. Soon, the propellers started roaring and the plane quickly zipped across the runway. Then it slowly ascended to the sunset sky. Ash saw structures and roads gradually shrinking to dots and lines across a bumpy plain. He found it unbelievable that just a few days ago, he was traveling in that place with his friends and Pokemon in his own merry ways. Kalos will certainly hold a special place in his heart for a long time. How did all of this start? When he first arrived at Kalos, the first thing he did was dash across to Lumio City in his fruitless attempt to secure his first gym badge in the new region. That's when he met the Lemon siblings, Clement and Bonnie. Before he knew what was happening, he found himself jumping off of a building to save his best buddy Pikachu and found himself challenging for his first gym badge in Santaloon City with his newly caught fletchling. He lost the battle. He was a little down, and then a girl came with his bag. He apparently had forgotten his bag while he was busy taking care of his Pokemon. He later learned that she was the girl with the straw hat that he met way back in Professor Oak's summer camp. Although he didn't remember it at first, much to her displeasure. He did end up adding her to his traveling team. At the time, he didn't think much of her, other than that she was nice and she was a nice person to have as a traveling companion. Of course, things changed since then, especially after what happened today. Ash felt uneasy thinking about it. He looked to his left shoulder to see his most trusted friend, Pikachu. He gave off a smile and his buddy responded with a Pika! He felt a little better. He looked outwards through the window. The plane was now high up in the clouds. He could see the sun's golden rays reflecting off of the white puffy clouds, resulting in a striking display of various shades of yellow. He never noticed this before, but he discovered that yellow is a very beautiful color. Serena's hair was also a very beautiful shade of yellow. He was so involved with his Pokemon battles that he never thought of it before. Wait, why is he thinking about her again? He understood that whatever she did to him today, it was going to bug him for quite a while. He tried to gather his thoughts again. My audio's sounding good, Harry.
Say what now? What?
Sorry, is my audio sounding clear?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Right, thank you. Zoom story. She was standing there by the escalator. Right before leaving, she said some of the most mysterious words to him and left for the escalator with an even more mysterious wink. Ash, being Ash, was confused, but Ash, being Ash, brushed it off as something not to think about. And it happened. He was riding on the escalator, and then she requested to have one final moment. And one final moment it was. He ran up the escalator to him, and he was confused as hell. Then time itself seemed to slow down just for the moment, and then he experienced the most strangest, wonderful, amazing, confusing, beautiful, and life-changing event in his life. Then she rode down the escalator with an innocent, blushing smile, and Ash was stuck with the mess she whirled up in his head. If Ash loved anything for certain, it was Pokemon. And food. From his childhood, he always tried to befriend all the Pokemon he met. He shared many ups and downs of his life with his Pokemon. He was very close to his Pokemon. Of course, he was accompanied by a lot of people over the course of his seemingly never-ending quest to become a Pokemon master. He definitely liked them. They shared the same passion, the love of Pokemon, with him, and traveled with him to every corner of the world. He always thought of them as friends and didn't think much after that. He thought the same of Serena. He never needed to think much about it either. But that changed after Ash got startled by the sudden shout from his electric friend. He probably needed to listen to why his buddy suddenly called out. What's wrong, buddy?
Pika, 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 pika.
Huh? We noticed that all this time he was oblivious to his beloved food. There was a tray put in front of him a while ago. The flight attendant probably gave up trying to draw his attention and just let Pikachu do the job. There were two Calosian frangipanes. The same he was eating with Serena when they hung out a few days ago, and a cup of tea. He felt like an idiot to completely ignore his stomach's pleas. He gave one of the treats to his buddy. He grabbed the other one and took a bite out of it. As he was munching away the crunchy exterior of the treat, he started to think about Serena again. His stomach was probably screaming again as he became engrossed in finishing the line of thought he had been following before he was distracted by his buddy. He knew how it felt like being close to someone. He knew how it felt like being close to someone to the point that he would share their pain. He knew how it felt like being close to someone to the point that he could journey with them for a long time. But he never knew how it felt like being close to someone to the point that they would want to taste his lips. This was something completely new for Ash Ketchum. Suddenly, this realization kicked in, and he felt like the hazy fog set in his mind was slowly clearing up. He understood that when Serena liked him, she meant that in a different way. He was not completely sure, but he knew that it was definitely not the same way as liking someone as a friend. But if that were the case, then everything Serena ever did to him might not be what he originally thought it was. All the memories he had with Serena started flashing in front of his eyes, but he was being drawn to one particular piece. The fateful day Serena met him face to face on a blistering cold morning in the winding woods. Just thinking about that time made him feel depressed. He thought that it was better not to think about the whole thing, so he decided to put that memory in a box and tucked it to a corner of his mind. Now, as his curiosity was building up, perhaps the time has finally come to finally reopen the box. He was sitting on top of a log, drowning in his self-doubt and incompetence, in the harsh colds of the winding woods. That's when Serena came up to him, huffing and puffing. She offered to help him, hoping that she could warm his cold heart up by sharing her experience of her failures and performances. Ash, not being Ash at the time, snapped at Serena and rejected her offer. Then she got furious. Of course, it's natural to get angry after what he did to her, but what was not natural is what she did after that. She started blabbering about what the real Ash was, and how he leads everyone and how he never gives up till the very end. Then she started to furiously throw snowballs at him out of nowhere. The snowballs probably shared the same fury Serena had as they knocked him down to the ground, and he was left staring at the sky for 10 straight seconds. At the time, he thought that she was just angry because he yelled at her, but now it seemed to be like she was angry not because he yelled at her, but rather because he was not being himself. This explains why she didn't throw snowballs at him right away. She wanted to make it clear that she's disappointed with him. She wanted to make it clear that she was disappointed with him. Obviously, she looked up to him. So when she saw that the Ash she was seeing was not being the Ash that she knew, she got genuinely upset. As if she lost the person she admired so much. Wait, she got upset because she lost the person, the Ash she likes so much? Does that mean she likes him for who he is? That's when it hit him. A shocking thunderbolt from Pikachu. Pikachu! Why'd you have to do that? Ash wasn't angry. He was just surprised that Pikachu zapped him out of nowhere. Fortunately for him, Pikachu didn't put too much power in his zap. Pikachu! Huh? Do you want to tell me something? Pikachu! Oh, I see. Ash noticed that his tea was getting cold. Actually, he still had the pastry in his hand. He was so absorbed in his thoughts that he forgot to finish his treat. He gobbled it up and grabbed the cup of tea. He was rather eager to explore the newly discovered side of Serena, so he started to think about her again, completely oblivious to the fact that he was drinking airplane tea. Serena liked Ash as a person. That's why she got angry in the winding woods. It was pretty obvious that sort of affection didn't come out of nowhere. She always liked him. Maybe that would explain why she was bumbling when she met him after a long time. She was worried that she might screw up in front of her desired man. Things are clicking. Oh, and that time when he sprained his ankle, Serena took care of him. He remembered that Serena was extra gentle when she put the wet cloth on his foot. Maybe a bit too gentle. It's not like she was handling Clement's explosion-prone contraptions. He also remembered how she randomly shouted how he was amazing. In fact, she seemed to randomly say how he was so amazing and how she admired him quite often. He didn't get why she would do that, which is why he always responded with a huh? But he understood all of it now. Another mysterious behavior from her was when a red line appeared across her cheeks. She seemed to do that every time he praised her. Perhaps she really appreciated praise coming from her cherished person. Ash, of course, only noticed that Serena looked rather cute when she blushed. Her face looked like a ripe red tomato. Seriously, who doesn't like ripe red tomatoes? He has developed an appreciation for high-quality tomatoes. Doesn't help that his Pikachu likes ketchup made from only the best tomatoes around the world. Tomato fantasies aside, one other time he remembered was when he gifted a present to her. When she grabbed the gift out of his hands, her intense joy and gratitude could be seen in her beautiful sapphire blue eyes, which were sparkling like the stars of the night sky. Ash, of course, noticed it just now. He remembered how quickly she rushed to him after falling off the sky, and how anxious she was when he was out in the battlefield. Falling off the sky. I think falling out of the building from the first few episodes. In fact, it seemed like the more and more he thought about her, the more and more he understood how much he meant to Serena. The way he talked, the way he walked, the way he smiled, how he would always stay positive, the way he would goof off to catch a Dunsparce, how he would battle to the very end with absolute determination. Every part of his personality. She loved all of them. Except maybe the goofing off to catch a Dunsparce for one. The way her eyes dazzled when she looked at him. The way she revealed genuine admiration when she spoke to him. The way she smiled every time he did something stupid. They all revealed the same thing. She admired him in all aspects. She cared for him in all situations, and she wanted to be with him for her whole life. In other words, she truly loved Ash from the bottom of her heart. Finally, he seemed to find a light at the end of the long tunnel of making sense of today's events. But even after coming so far, Ash was left with one final giant boulder in his path. He couldn't understand his own feelings. This was rather strange for him. He used to think of her as a friend, although he always had some extra bit of affection for her, but that's about it. But after realizing how Serena thought of him, he couldn't look at Serena in the same way again. It was difficult to think the same after understanding how much of a special person he was to Serena. But at the same time, suddenly changing his views on her also proves to be difficult. He felt weird, very weird. Brock acted weird when he met any pretty-looking girl. Why was he thinking about Brock all of a sudden? Perhaps he might help Ash regarding his weird feelings. But he's not here. He went off for medical school and didn't meet him. He hasn't seen him since. He did look like he would know a thing or two about these strange feelings he's having. After all, he always acted rather strange whenever he met a girl. Perhaps he should act like Brock. Maybe he should bow in front of Serena with his hand extended, give a hammy speech about how much he made his stomach happy. Of course, he would need to build up the electrical resistance beforehand, as he expected Pikachu to thunderbolt him and drag him away, as per the Brock tradition. Nah, that's just silly. Oh wait, Pikachu. Maybe Pikachu could help him out. He had been with him from the very start of his journey. No one could get more trusty than his Pikachu. In battles, in his journey, whatever Ash did, Pikachu was always by his side. Although he was not sure whether asking an electrical mouse for life advice was a good thing or not, but he decided to give it a shot anyways. Plus, there was no one else at the moment he could talk to. He looked in front of him. Pikachu was there. Hey, Pikachu! Serena sure is nice.
Pika Pika!
But I never knew she would be this nice.
Pika Pee Pee!
I always thought she was nice, but
Pika?
I feel nice about her since she's nice.
Pee Pee Pika!
But after she did that, I don't feel the same anymore.
Pikachu?
I didn't know she was like that.
Pikachu!
I mean, I always knew she was nice, but I feel that she's more nice.
Pika Pee Pika!
And I feel nice about that too.
Pika?
But I feel very nice. Just thinking about her makes me feel strange.
Pika Pika?
But that never happened before. What's going on with me?
You're in love, you dork.
Wait, you can talk, Pikachu? He looked to his side to see that Pikachu was sleeping. Where he thought was Pikachu, there was a teacup. It was now empty. Ash leaned back on his seat. Maybe it was nothing. Nothing really happened. Serena was simply a friend, and he was just overthinking through things. Maybe taking a vacation on a tropical island might clear his head up. But yet again, friends don't make you take life advice from teacups. It became clear of what he thought. It became clear of what he thought of Serena now. Ash now felt a little sad. Serena was such an amazing person, and he went running off to catch Dunsparce, which he couldn't even do. Maybe he could have talked a bit more to her. Maybe he could have hung out a bit more with her. But she's not here with him. But she wasn't there with him now. Ifs and coulds started to pop and cloud his head. Perhaps Pikachu could sense his trainer's feelings because he had now woken up and was looking at his trainer's eyes with concern. Ash noticed that his buddy probably wanted to listen to what was bugging him. Pikachu! Ash squeezed Pikachu hard. Yep, he was the real deal.
Pika Pika Pee.
It's just I feel like things could have been different.
Pika Pika Pika.
Huh?
Pika Pika Pika.
I don't need to worry about what happened?
Pika Pika.
You're right. His trusted buddy was indeed right. It wasn't like him to get upset about what happened in the past. He was never the type to think about things. Pardon me. He was the type to not think about things and then move on. That's what he always does. That's what he always did, and that's what Serena always wanted him to do. Plus, when he meets her again, he'll have a good time. He took a deep breath and let the frustrations out of his mind. He leaned forward to look through the window. It was now nighttime. He couldn't see much in the darkness, but he could see faint lights in the distance. Perhaps it was Kanto? Pikachu! I think we're finally home!
Ah!
Pikachu leapt into his trainer's lap. Then Ash softly spoke out. It's nice to see home again. Isn't that right, Pikachu?
Pika.
And end story.
Oh, yeah, that was really quick. Jeez. Yeah, I liked that. That was, I liked how it went, kind of went into Ash's thoughts about the whole thing and how, like, he's completely dense to the whole, situation. I thought that was pretty funny.
The inner machinations of his mind are an enigma.
Yeah. I thought the, humor was very well, paced as well. You couldn't hear me, obviously, but it did get a few chuckles out of me.
I forgot about the tomato stuff.
I'm glad it mentioned the Pikachu thing, because I was just thinking that when it got brought up.
Wait, what Pikachu thing?
The, ketchup.
Okay. Yeah, even the anime writers remembered Pikachu's ketchup obsession.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it... Nova? Or did I drop out?
No, I just couldn't hear you for some reason.
My apologies. Well, I thought the show story, pardon me, was nice. It yeah, the grammatical tenses weren't always consistent. That kind of threw me off. But it's a well-written story. It's pardon me. It's a well-written story that provides some interesting introspection to Ash's thought process, or lack thereof.
Yeah. I enjoy the fact that he's, like, completely clueless when it comes to, like, romance stuff.
It's like he's just shown a protagonist.
Yeah, pretty much. That about sums it up.
Yeah.
If I can just say
Here's
about
some.
the reading real quick, you did I think a better job than usual, Scrappy, with the narration. I don't think you really started much at all during that, so yeah, you did a really good job today.
Thank you. I'm just looking through the gameplay. Why are there cars in a universe where everyone's just fish?
I don't know. Just kind of roll with it.
I like this story. It's just it feels on brand as on brand as a story about actually letting Ash express romantic interest can be.
Yeah. It is. I did think it was like genuinely pretty well written. Obviously I can't see the grammatical errors because I'm not like reading it, but in terms of what the story is trying to do, I think the idea is sound, and the way they wrote Ash's thoughts, I guess, was very interesting, and really in character for him. So I think the writer accomplished what they were trying to go for.
Yes, they definitely got Ash and Pikachu's whole Han Solo Chewbacca dynamic down pat.
Yeah, I haven't. I never thought about it like that, but yeah.
What were your thoughts, Nova?
I don't really give a crap about the Pokemon anime, so I don't really have to. So I'm not. I wasn't gonna be inherently as interested, but even so, I can at least say it was. I can at least say it was a decent introspective look on, what Ash would probably be thinking at this point in time, since, well, theoretically he's supposed to be older by this point, but
Whatever that means by the anime standards.
yeah.
Well then, I guess there you have it.
Yep. And they said this was like, is it? Do we know if it's a he or a she? Just so I don't keep saying like they.
They don't have their pronouns on their profile, so...
Oh, okay, well, either way, they did say it's the first, like, fic, right?
I checked their profile, they only have one story on fanfiction.net. They might write elsewhere.
When was this written?
2016.
Oh, dang. Okay, well, maybe they'll do another story, maybe they won't, but, for a first, fanfic, I would say they did a pretty solid job overall.
Yes, I mean, it's an excellent first story.
Yeah.
And Nova, thank you for taking over Pikachu. You were wonderful as usual.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Pikachu sounds.
Thank you, or should I say, Pikachu?
Pika. Oh boy. Do I have anything else to say?
I am corresponding with Tanner right now. He seems a bit better.
Okay. I'm assuming that's where we're leaving for today, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if Tanner joins, we can do the one chapter of the Mario story that we were supposed to do today.
I suppose.
I'm sorry, it's just so much carnage in Splatoon.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not even 40 minutes in, so yeah, we could, if Tanner wants, he can come in for the chapter.
Well, since there's no Toad, in the story. And I suppose, you know, if I had to take over some roles, I can.
Mm.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have fun. She's not in this chapter, but you're gonna have fun with Peach when she shows up in the story.
I'm gonna need to find where the thing is. Oh, it's this. Okay.
We apologize for the delay. We were just corresponding with one of our cast members. We're at 26 episodes now. Erica will resume in the near future. We promise you, folks.
That's all good.
We would have started today, but Nova recommended that we just wait till we have more cast people gathered for the additional character roles, because he actually read ahead.
Yeah, I remember like later on there's quite a lot of characters. I mean, especially in the sequel story, there's gonna be a lot. What the heck is this item?
Okay, Tanner said he's not interested right now, so
Okay, so we're just.
I guess we have
finishing
a short episode today.
That's fine. Okay, so I guess we'll just stand here and stop then.
Alright then, we thank you all for joining us for another episode of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. We wish you good health and safe travels. Have a good night.
Yep. See you guys hopefully on Saturday, unless unless the world blows up or something.